So let's start the map system. So the first thing you have to do is you have to create a new project using Unreal Engine, and make sure to use at least Unreal Engine 5.3 to create your base project, because later on I'm going to share some starter content pack called MS Essentials, and that project was created using Unreal Engine 5.3. So later on we are going to migrate the starter content to our own project. Therefore the engine version should be matched. So it doesn't need to be the exact same version, but make sure your project is at least having the Unreal Engine version of 5.3. Okay, you can use whatever the upper versions that you want, maybe 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, things like that. You can go in the upper hierarchy, but at least it should be 5.3. Otherwise there will be some inconsistencies of the assets of the starter content pack. Right, so I'm gonna use Unreal Engine 5.3, and let's create a project, and then let's create a new project using games. And I think we can use this third person sample because we need some sort of a character that can move on the level. Okay, so there are two options. Basically, you can start from blank project and you can either import the starter content to it, which is the third person template, or else you can create the third person template directly from here. Okay, so I'm gonna follow the second approach, but either would be fine. Okay, so make sure it is blueprint, target platform is desktop, quality preset is maximum, and by default I'm not gonna include the default starter content provided by the Unreal Engine, so we are simply using the planar third person template. And the project name, I'm gonna name this one as map system, and as the directory that I'm going to save the project, I'm gonna use this directory. So you can choose whatever the directory that you prefer, but I'm gonna use this one. Okay, and then let's create the project. Okay, so it will take some time to create the project. In the meantime, I will show you our starter content, which is this one, MS Essentials, stand for Map System Essentials. And this starter content basically include all the required assets, textures, materials, things like that to bootstrap our map system project. Okay, so you don't need to download any other external assets or textures. You can simply use this starter content to get started with the map system. And later on you can override or include whatever the custom assets that you want, but just to get started with, you better have this starter content pack. Right, so you can either download it from GitHub by using this link. I will provide it on the description, or else you can use the provided starter content at the Udemy course materials section as well. Okay, both would be fine. Right, then this is our map system project. So if I open up my MS Essentials project, it will be look like this. Okay, and it has only one directory under the contents root, and this is the one we should migrate to our own project. Okay, and this MS Essentials content pack was created using Unreal Engine 5.3. so that's the reason I mentioned earlier, to make sure that your base project at least having the Unreal Engine version 5.3 or else any other higher versions. Okay, right, now let's migrate this starter content. So all you have to do is simply right click on it and click migrate, and make sure everything is selected under MS Essentials root, and simply click OK. Then you have to go to the map system directory, which is your own project, and under the content you can simply migrate this essentials content. Okay, so make sure it is your own project, and there the content directory should be selected, otherwise the migration will not be successful. Right, now let's select folder and everything will be migrated just like that. Now I can go to the map system project, which is this one, and here you can see I have those essentials. Okay, so basically this includes all the required textures that we want, and the materials, and some measures. Likewise, all the required content will be there. Right, and then you can play the level and see how it works. Basically, this is just a basic third-person template, and I think these default features are fine to get started with the map system. Okay, right, so maybe we can organize these folders a little bit, otherwise it'll be look bit uncleaner. So what I'm gonna do is I will create a new folder called map system under the content directory, and I will move all of these 3 folders inside the map system. Okay, but I'm not gonna move the MS essentials directly to the map system yet, because let's just say later on if I need to update the MS essentials starter content pack, so it will be easy for me to have it as a separate content pack under the content directory, so that it will be easy for migrate and update the content accordingly. Okay, so for now I'm going to keep the MS essentials as the outside of the content directory, but once everything was finished we can simply move it to the inside of this map system directory. Okay, now I'm gonna move these 3 folders to the map system, so it will take some time. Yeah, so as expected it can't move this third-person map and the game mode because currently we are on the level, so they can't be moved. But if you take a look into rest of the directories, all the stuffs are there. Okay, yeah, now we have to figure out the way to move these stuff, but first let's fix up the redirectors. And I think level prototyping directory is just empty directory, so I can remove it. And the third person directory blueprints also can be removed, inputs actions also can be removed, but the maps directory, yeah, map directory seems also been migrated correctly because I can see the level over here, which means I can safely delete this one as well. So now let's play it. Okay, it's working as expected. Right, so we can do some cleanup in here as well. This is the characters directory, which is fine. Okay, so I will rename this character as pp underscore character underscore base, and under the characters directory I will create a separate folder called blueprints, and we can move this to there. And here I will create another folder called measures, and we can move all these stuff to here, because it will be much more organized. And here I don't need these UE4 specific skeletons, measures or animations, so I'm gonna simply delete those stuff. I will only need the measures for the Unreal Engine 5. Okay, And meshes seems like a bit odd name because this directly actually contains animations, materials, rigs, textures as well. So let's just simply call this one as assets. This is just a refactoring of the directory structure, so we will have a much more better and standardized way of maintaining our assets. Okay, right, then at the map system directory I will create another folder called blueprints, and over there I will create another folder called game base, and we can move this game mode inside that game base directory, and I will rename this one as pp underscore map system gm, which stands for game mode. Okay, now we can delete this blueprints directory, but make sure everything is saved. Simply delete it. And these are the enhanced input mapping system base inputs. So I'm gonna move the inputs outside the directory as well, so it will be under the map system directory. And finally we can move this maps as well, but before that let's first create a new level, maybe a basic level. Yeah, first let's create a directory here called maps. I'm gonna create a new level called showcase, and I will simply create a new level, just a basic level, and then I will save that level inside that directory and call map underscore showcase. And if I play now, yes, it's there, but the default game mode is not been applied. So you can go to the project settings, and under the maps and modes you can see the default game mode is currently empty. Instead we can select our own game mode, which is map system gm. Then if I play it, our character is there. Okay, right, now I can finally get rid of these third person sample maps because we don't need it anymore. So I can simply get rid of this entire folder. Right, and these are the level prototyping specific stuff, but I think we don't need these anymore because at the MS Essentials I have been already included those stuff, so we can get rid of that directory as well. Okay, now we have blueprints, characters, inputs, maps under the map system directory, and under the MS Essentials we have the required starter content. Okay, so this is the setup that we need to get started with the map system. So if you need to actually change the character, you can do that as well. All you have to do is go to the characters blueprints, open up the character base blueprint, and let's just say you need to use some male mesh. Then you can simply choose this one, scheme many simple or something like that, and the animation class should be the appropriate male specific animation blueprint as well, otherwise this will apply the feminine animations. So in order to apply the masculine animations, you have to choose ABP many. So you will see it applied that animation scheme instead of the feminine animations, right? So now if you play, here we have our character. Also, if you need to change the movement speed, you can that as well. All you have to do is go to the character movement and look into the max walk speed, and here the default value is 500, and I think 600 would be a good value. Yeah, we have this over here. Okay, so you can do all of those customizations. That's totally fine. I just need to give you some overhead. Right. So that's the basic setup that we need to get started with the map system. And in the next tutorial, let's see how we can integrate some of the map system specific elements to our project.